Build to rent homes. Some people say it's a great idea. Others do not like the idea. If you haven't heard of this concept before, they are literally building homes just to rent them out. So on this video, I'm going to share everything that I know about it, and you can make your own decision if you like the idea or not. Let's get after it right now. Welcome to the Living in Utah channel. I'm Mike Gallagher. I'm a local real estate agent in the local area. If you want to learn everything about the state of Utah, you've come to the right channel. You may consider tapping that subscribe button down below and hitting that bell notification. And you'll receive an alert from YouTube every time I release a new video. And apart from making videos, I also help people buy or sell real estate. So if I can be of any assistance, I'll put my contact information on the screen, and it will also be down in the show notes. So we get started. First of all, let's talk about some reasons of why the build to rent program is a great idea. First on the list, housing shortage. There is a shortage all across the United States. Well, at least in most of the states that I'm aware of. That's one of the reasons that the home prices increased. We do not have enough houses, especially single family homes. Reason number two, some of the young people out there, they want to rent. They have no desire to purchase a home. They like the freedom of being able to live, work, and play wherever they would like without the hassles of owning a home, tying you to one particular location. Once their lease ends, they can move to Texas, California, Japan, Germany, wherever their hearts desire. They also enjoy the comforts of a home without all the hassles. Mostly like the maintenance items. If the furnace breaks, the hot water heater goes out, you have a plumbing problem, the renters are paying a fixed price. Let's say it's $2,000. They know every month that's all they have to pay is the $2,000 in rent for as long as their lease agreement is in existence. And when those items break, it does not come out of their pocket. So some people, they like the idea of having that fixed cost. They know every month what their housing cost will be. It's not variable like when you own a home and the furnace breaks and you have to come up with another $7,000 or $8,000. So how big is this whole build to rent project? Well, right now it's estimated there's about $50 billion chasing these projects. So it's very, very big. And investors love the idea. They can get into the rental industry without being a, quote, landlord. Yes, you can invest money and you don't have to worry about the phone calls. Hey, my heater doesn't work. The hot water heater doesn't work. I've got a plumbing problem. I've got an electrical problem. The neighbor upstairs, I can't stand him. He makes too much noise. You just invest your money and get a return on your money. So as far as an investment goes, most of these deals are done and they are listed as REITs, and they are making a lot of money, a lot. So it seems like a great thing to do. Well, we touched on some of the good reasons why the program might be great. What about some of the reasons why this might be a bad thing? And you can guess it. I have a list. First on my list, it limits affordability. Let me explain that to you. Most of your new build projects have some of the highest rental prices in an area. Goes to reason. Let's say, for example, that it costs them $40 million to build 400 homes before the project is even started. They pencil these deals out. It's going to cost them X amount of dollars. They have to pay investors. They have to pay interest. They have to perform repairs on the property, they have property taxes, they have insurance, they have all these costs. And they come out with a number of what it costs them per home. So they know their rents have to be a certain price. And normally you will find that the rental rates are higher than most of the homes in a local area. Coming in number two on my list, I think it causes the rents in an area to rise. Let me give you an example. Let's say I have a single family home for rent at say $1,200 a month, $1,500 a month. And they build these new homes in my particular city and they're renting them for $2,500 a month. Then the individual landlord will raise his rents to be comparable And then the whole city will see an increase in rents over time. And next on my list, I believe that over time it may lower the property values in an area. It's been well known that homeowners typically keep their properties in better shape than rental properties, especially on the exterior, that exterior presentation. A homeowner will typically have nice green grass, have it mowed, trimmed, have beautiful flowers. And on a rental, sometimes the grass looks a little bit brown. They sometimes don't plant new flowers every year, and that curb appeal just seems to go down over time. And next on my list, that community engagement. I just feel that in an area where you have a lot of rentals, people are less engaged in the community and what's going on. People who own their own home in an area seem to be more involved in things like the school system, the PTA, the HOA, what's going on at the HOA, the sports programs, the neighborhood watch. They seem to know most of their neighbors. If something looks out of place, they're quick to send a text, a phone call, get the police involved. When you have a rental community with people moving in and out consistently, it just seems like that community engagement seems to lack. Next on my list, sometimes these communities, all the homes can look the same. In order to build the homes quickly at a more affordable price, there's usually only a couple floor plans and a couple of exterior choices, so the neighborhoods can all look alike. At first, you may not think it's a big deal, but as more and more of these communities are built over time, you will go into a city, drive through many cities, and know that it possibly is a build-to-rent community, and I think you will notice them as more and more pop up. It's kind of like living in base housing on a military base. If you've ever been part of the military and you've lived in base housing, when you drive through base housing, they pretty much look all the same. So you're probably wondering, who are some of these companies that are doing all this building? Maybe you'd like to invest in these projects, or maybe you'd like to just find out if these particular companies are coming to your particular city. Some of the ones that I know would be HHS Residential, Tricor, Embers, CBG Building, DR Horton, Galaxy Builders, and Harkins Builders are some of the big boys in this industry. As we shift gears a little bit, my biggest fear, and this is just my opinion, I think it's all a master plan to have people rent for the rest of their lives, never own a home. And I also feel that these companies are discouraging younger people from becoming homeowners. They are trying to turn us all into one big renter nation. And as we look at the bigger picture, these big companies, they would like you to lease a car for the rest of your life. You get hooked on always driving a brand new vehicle or almost new vehicle. And all along the way, the payments just keep going up and up and up. Now they're trying to get you into a house under the exact same situation. Nice, clean house. But the rent payments will keep going up and up and up. And they sell this by saying all you have to do is sign on the dotted line year after year, and there is nothing to worry about. They will handle all the maintenance. Sometimes they handle all the yard work. You just have to make those rent payments. And another opinion, are they insulting the intelligence of the younger people? I think they are. After all, I talk to many young people, and they would love to own a home. But currently, the interest rates have risen. Prices have risen over the last couple of years. But these build-to-rent companies come along and say, hey, we're filling in the gap. We're saving the day. We're building homes. We're building communities. People have somewhere to live. But are they filling in the gap? Now, I know some people will say, yes, they're building homes for people to live in, and communities are expanding, and you're getting new commercial development in these areas, but I think they're trying to turn a lot of people into lifetime renters. And I know some people will say, well, Mike, you sell homes, and you help people buy homes, so the conversation is one-sided. Well, you are partially correct. I do sell homes, but with the flip of a switch, I could become a property manager tomorrow, and I could then rent homes. But I don't, because I honestly believe it's better to be a homeowner than a renter. And something that always rings in the back of my mind, especially as I get closer to those retirement years, I've talked to hundreds of retirees over the last 20 years, and I asked them this one question: could you give me one piece of advice that makes retirement a little bit easier? And you're thinking that the answer probably is invest in stocks, invest in bonds, invest in ETFs, buy a patio home. You would be wrong. The number one piece of advice that I receive is, Mike, try to own a property free and clear, no mortgage. It makes retirement a little bit easier. So what can we do to stop the build to rent movement in our communities? First of all, we can work on zoning regulations. These companies, when they go to build these big projects, have to go through planning and zoning and city council meetings. They're open to the public. You can go and object to these plans. In my particular city, it gets very heated. Lately, they've had to announce before the meeting starts that if you speak out of turn, you're not at the podium, you yell, you scream, you will be thrown out. And they have now employed the local sheriff's department to be on site throughout the whole meeting. Wonder if I had something to do with that. Great possibility. Second on my list, you can join the local Facebook groups, the community groups, voice your opinion, spread the word. People love it when you put this kind of news out on social media, and it will take off like fire. Many people will then attend the city council meetings and they will voice their concerns. Keep up to date on it. Number 3, you could take legal action. This gets expensive. These big companies probably have more money than what you do to fight a case like this, and they're willing to take the case as far as they need to. And number 4, encourage home ownership. Tell the youth of our society what the benefits are to owning a home. So in conclusion, I'd love to hear your opinions down below. These companies, they would like to own us until we die. Don't kid yourself. These companies are making a lot of dollars on these projects. It's big money. That's why they're investing all over the country. It's not just in Utah. It's even in some of the crappiest areas in the country that you thought at one time nobody would invest there. Well, corporate America is. If you have any kind of questions, by all means, reach out to me. Glad to answer anything that I can. Until the next video, take care, stay safe.